All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Go Commentary Cast, and I have an amazing match for you today because this is from one of the viewers submitted matches. And kind of from a viewer submitted match. It's actually from one of my good friends, DrFungusi, aka DrFungusi, as he's known on I believe Twitch. I think it's on Twitch. He's DrFungusi. So, but anyways, I can't remember his name. He has so many aliases, but this is one of his match, and this is a match that he's super excited to share with everyone because this is his first time ever beating a Dawn level player. And yes, you have handicaps, and it is okay to play with handicaps, especially if you are up against someone who is that much stronger than you. And from ranking itself, at a 3K level, DrFungusi, I'm going to call him DrFungusi because that's how I know him. So DrFungusi at a 3K level is 4 ranking below Yori, who is a 1 Dan amateur. And so that's 4 rankings below. So it's okay to play with handicaps. And by all means, I encourage everyone, if you are playing at a lower level rank, do play with handicaps because it just makes everything that much more fun. It's an easier playing field. And it also gives the advanced player more of a challenge and to try to find their way to be able to overcome this specific handicap. So anyways, let's get started because we are going to have a 3-stone handicap in the beginning, taking the 4-4 position on the top right hand corner and the bottom 2 corners from DrFungusi, who is playing in black. And then we have Yori, the 1 Dan amateur player, taking that 4-4 position on the top right hand corner. And now every player has their own position. So let's see where DrFungusi is going to play. And exactly that, he's going to be playing very, very standard, going in for the Knight's move invasion from that 4-4 positioning. And Yori decides to go in for a pincer-like attack. Now, this is not a common pincer-like attack. It's actually 2 spaces more. The normal pincer move would be right here or right here. But he's going to go opt for a little bit further down and potentially start attacking this top corner right here, either by playing another stone closer to it, building a base, and then putting a lot of pressure on this right-hand corner. So that would be a move for later on down the road. But now we see that DrFungusi, I'm going to totally butcher his name, DrFungusi is coming in on the Knight's move on the opposite and doing a double Knight's move pincer move attack. And then Yori's responding in kind by attaching to DrFungusi's stone. Now, with the attaching move, and this is what Daniel has clarified with me and cleared up with me these last couple lessons, is that when you are attaching doesn't necessarily always mean attacking. Attaching just means essentially to make your units stronger, because every time you attach, chances are your opponent is either going to extend or attach with you, and that will allow you to have more and more stones attached to your line. And so that is a strengthening move, but just know with any attachment, the opposing player will also get stronger with you. So there you have it. And so what we have right here is DrFungusi coming in, trying to take over this top left-hand corner right here. And, Yori coming in with a cut, now trying to hane these 2 stones right here. But DrFungusi is going to respond in kind, doing a tiger's mouth, forcing Yori to connect his 4 stones, 5 stones here. But see, now look at this. So if you look at DrFungusi's situation right now, he does seem to have this whole entire corner right here. He's playing at the corner positions, connecting these 2 units right here, these units together. You're doing a double tiger's mouth formation. But if you can see right here, now DrFungusi has successfully taken over this corner, and I don't think Yori will be able to break through that. And if DrFungusi is able to take over that corner, as well as this corner, and this corner, he's going to be in for a very, very strong game, a very advantageous game, mind you. And now what we see right now is Yori's trying to build in a little bit more into the middle of the map right now. He's going to play a knight's move away, trying to go in for the overall surround. Dr. Gunfusi is going to come in and build his base, doing an extension right here, trying to encapsulate this overall corner. And but I don't think that's going to do too much just yet. Yes, it does solidify some territory, but he is on the 4th and the 3rd line respectively. So there's always a room for a 3-3 type of invasion coming in from Yori. So it doesn't necessarily mean this whole entire area is going to be of complete territory as of right now. But like I said earlier in this match, I believe that that Yori was going to try to utilize this stone to go in for an invasion on this right hand side, and that's exactly what we do see. Yes, granted, the stone is a little bit further away than usual. This is a 3-space extension from the 2 stones here, which is easily which you can easily go in and invade and break them apart. You can actually really split these groups apart if you truly wanted to. Now, it will be a rough, complex fight, but it can be done nonetheless. And so what's going to happen is that Yori is now going to be poking and prodding throughout all the different areas that Gunfusi has, and he's going to try to separate these 2 groups right here. So this top group from this bottom group, as well as this left group from this right group. And so he's going to go in for the double invasion right here on both sides, but there is a weak point in his armor, which is right here. If Dr. Gunfusi can play around this area, this will allow Gunfusi to pretty much split up the left and rightmost positionings, and that's exactly what Dr. Gunfusi did. I'm totally combining the 2 names, by the way, but that's exactly what he did. And now what we see right here is somewhat of an approachment on Yori's position, taking the diagonal from Gunfusi's J4 positioning. But Dr. Gunfusi is like, you know what, you can try to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen my wall right here, and I'm going to box these 2 in and potentially take my territory along with 2 or more stones. And so what's happening right here is Yori's going to do a double attachment on this single stone. But remember, whenever you attach to your opponent, it gives your opponent the ability to extend and start building their wall. And so if Yori allows Dr. Gunfusi to keep building his wall up, what's going to happen is that, yes, Yori might follow along. That is true. But you can see if Dr. Gunfusi is able to build that wall, he's going to pretty much be able to successfully separate this group from that group, and vice versa. Yori will be able to separate Gunfusi's right group from his left group, building a wall that's simultaneously with him. And so what we see right here is a double Hane on these 2 stones. And this is actually a very dangerous position for Yori, because he could potentially lose this whole entire bottom corner if he does not play very well. Now, it would not be a good idea to come in for a cut right away, as Yori can play here, push Gunfusi down and pretty much box him. And so what Dr. Gunfusi is going to do is he's going to try to approach and encapsulate these groups right here. As long as only one eye is able to form, you can always kill that unit. And so essentially that is what's going to happen. Now, the Gunfusi better be careful for this cutting position right here, because if he doesn't cut correctly, he might lose these 3 units, and this is exactly what this extension here is for. This extension is in case Yori does come in, Gunfusi can come in, connect, and have 1, 2, 3 more liberties to protect his units of 5 stones right here. So he has to be really, really careful, because right now, if the cards are in favor for Yori, Yori can come around and start surrounding all of these stones right here and potentially take 10 points away, 2 points per stone taken, because the opponent gets the 1 point of the catcher plus the 1 point of the territory. So it's 2 points total for every stone capture. And so what's going to happen is that now Yori knows that that could be a potential move for later on. He could easily capture right here, encapsulate right here, and potentially go further out. I would love to see Yori probably extend downwards to try to protect this stone over here, and while doing so, putting a lot of pressure on those stones. But I don't know if this is going to work, because if you look right here, Gunfusi is really noticing that these 5 stones might be in potential trouble later on. So he's going to do everything he can right now to prevent his stones from being captured. And so he's going to put these 2 stones in internal Atari, so to speak. And so now Gungfusi is like, you know what? I want to start extending to the center, but I also want to add pressure. So he's going to do a self-Atari move, but this move allows him to start expanding out towards this way and potentially push towards the top right hand of the map. And so I would actually like to see him go up a little bit more, but it looks like Gungfusi wants to eliminate the possibility of these two stones playing a huge role. So he's going to go in for somewhat more of a surrounding type move, and it looks like. And you can see that Gungfusi is going to try to take this overall territory right here. He already has this bottom bit right here. So if he can really capture the whole entire right side, this is going to be a tremendous amount of point, and it will be in Dr. Gungfusi's favor, so to speak. And I don't know what Yori can do. Yori is a 1-dan level player, but it's looking like Yori is having somewhat of an issue. Maybe 3 stones was a little too much of a handicap. Maybe 2 stones might have been an easier playing field. But Yori right now is trying everything they can to pretty much contain Gungfusi. But with that being said, I don't know how much more the Gungfusi can or Yori can do. And so we just have to wait and see. But these groups right here are going to be somewhat in trouble very soon if he cannot connect these groups to either this group of stones right here or this bottom group of stones right there. And it looks like Gungfusi might start doing a surrounding type move on these stones right here. Now, granted, there is still some pressure on these groups of 3 stones right now. But if he's able to do it, that's going to do a really good amount of work. And so Gungfusi has to extend out right here. Otherwise, these groups of stones right here are going to be connected at that Atari position. And so we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see what's going to happen. But it looks like Yori might try to encapsulate these 2 stones so that he can potentially connect all of these groups of white stones together. Right now, they are separated and they are fairly weak. These stones are fairly weak, especially these 2 stones, which are now encapsulated or entrapped by a 3x3 wall. And this stone right here is just going to prevent these 2 stones from escaping even further. And I believe Yori sees that. And so Yori's going to try everything they can and try to trap him. But it looks like Yori's next position might be to play right here. But I think Gungfusi does see that and is now going to try to stop Yori from from capturing these 3 stones. Oh my gosh. And so now Yori's going to be putting on a lot of pressure onto these 3 stones right here. And it's going to try to start building a wall in this general direction. But Gungfusi is like, I'm not going to let you build your wall. I see what you're doing. I'm going to attach to you because whenever I attach, I get stronger. You might get stronger. That's fine. But I'm going to get stronger. And I would love to see Gungfusi coming in here to separate these stones together, because if Gungfusi does allow Yori to build this little territory, it's a significant amount of territorial space. Yes, granted, Gungfusi is ahead vastly in the amount of territories that he currently owns, but you know, it would be nice to try to separate these groups of 3 stones. And I think playing right here, a knight's move away from this stone and a single space away from that stone might help. But it looks like Gungfusi is not going to extend too much into enemy territory. So he's going to be slowly step walking away from this. He might go in for the disconnect right here on this stone. But that will allow Yori to pretty much extend right here in this positioning. And so it looks like he's going to force Yori to play in this middle position right here. And so Yori is now forced to play. Gungfusi is probably going to come in for a disconnect, potential disconnect. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's a potential disconnect. We'll see what's going to happen. Maybe do a double peep, a peep and an attachment, maybe? No, he's going to opt in to go for the complete surround on these groups of 4 stones. And so now to save this stone, he's going to have to extend downwards to protect his stone. Most likely, Yori is going to play in this position right here to really put on pressure, but then that's just going to force Gungfusi to connect right here. But Yori decides not to go in for the capping move, but decides to go in for the potential disconnect. And so Gungfusi has to connect right here in some way. Ooh. No, but Gungfusi is already alive right here in this corner. So Gungfusi doesn't have to do much. Gungfusi can, if he wants to, connect right here in this bottom bit. Or extend downwards. One of those two. But it looks like Gungfusi is going to be like, you know what? You can do whatever you want. You can try to mess around right here. You can try to encapsulate this. But once you place one move right here, I'm going to capture you. And I'm going to open you sky high. And you know, that's the beauty of saving your Ataris for later. This guarantees the Atari capture. But right now, Gungfusi is going to look like he's going to be extending out towards the middle of the map. And so what's happening right now is that there's a lot of conflict going on in this bottom right-hand corner. This top left-hand corner right here is going to play a pivotal role because this top left-hand corner is pretty much pointing into the right side of the map. Yori's wall is facing onto the right side of the map, so we will be seeing Yori trying to extend out to the right side and potentially taking over this huge area of spacing right here. If Yori is able to do that, I think Yori will be tying up the game fairly quickly. But if you do take a look right now, these group of 5 stones right here are in serious trouble. They are starting to get surrounded. Most likely, Yori is going to extend exactly. And I don't know. Maybe Gungfusi is going to play right here at the diagonal and one space away to try to capture the overall stones. Or just let Yori go about his merry way. Maybe try to connect it somehow and take a bigger portion of the pie up here. We may never know. Oh man, this game. And we do see that these group of 5 stones might be in potential danger right here. Yes, Gungfusi does have a peeping move right here to disconnect these 2 stones from these 5 stones. So we will have to pay attention to that very soon. But let's see what's going to happen. It looks like Yori's going to try to come in for the surround right here, trying to box in this group to potentially take over this top right hand corner, excuse me. But I don't know that's going to be doing anything because these 2 stones are essentially dead. There's nothing that you know he can do. He's going to do a forcing move right here and potentially connect on that positioning. Good. So at least Gungfusi does see his threats. So that is a very good thing. So, you know, I wish I had some water. But anyways, let's get back to the match right now. And what we see right here is a potential surround right here. So Gungfusi better be careful because it looks like Yori might go in for the disconnect from this stone here. And if Yori does decide to do that, these stones might be in somewhat of an issue. Yori's now going to be poking and prodding, trying to extend out in this way while creating space for 2 eyes. Because this is a 5 area space, Yori better be careful because if he connects right here, no, he has 2 eyes. This essentially gives him the 2 eyes right here, needed to keep this whole entire group alive. There's nothing that that Gungfusi can do to stop this. The formation of 2 eyes has already been set. Oh man, what a match, guys! What a match! And so we're just pretty much going through the motions here. I want to see how many moves does this overall game have. This overall game has around 200 something moves. So we still are about halfway into the game right now. And so what's going to happen? Let me see. Okay, so if I'm going to put myself in the position of Yori right now, what I want to do, I feel like I successfully was able to keep this bit of territory alive. So this is my territorial point. Now I want to build this wall right here. I want to be able to encapsulate this area and use this wall for later on to go about this direction. That's at least what I want to do. And I do want to catch my opponent off guard. Say that he does forget about this. I do want to catch him off guard one of these days. So maybe I might try to place something in this general direction to potentially put a lot of enormous threat on these 2 stones right here, as well as these 5 stones right here. But Gungfusi being of a single digits Q level with a 3-stone handicap, and Yori does not have a 6.5 Komi but a 0.5 Komi, this is a fairly hard match for Yori right now. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, but I don't think, yeah, no, these groups right here are now going to be connected with those groups over there, so I don't think Yori can do much. Maybe Yori can try to block it off right here, seal off that peeping position, and really solidify this area. Essentially, this stone here will be destroyed or is considered dead unless he decides to build a separate base and try to play right here to connect all the black stones together. But I don't think Gungfusi will be able to save this 1 stone, and honestly, 1 stone for the price of the rest of the map is a very small price to pay. That 1 stone might not do much anymore, so we're just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen. But essentially now Yori's gonna try to break in through this barrier. He's gonna be playing a lot of restriction moves or limiting moves, and so he's gonna probably extend out, maybe Hane again. Yes, I guess he's gonna Hane again, and potentially gonna start building towards this direction. So it looks like he's gonna start building a wall in this general direction and try to encapsulate that. So if he can successfully encapsulate these 2 areas right here while also containing this area over here, okay, now these 2 stones are essentially dead, sorry. Encapsulating this little bit of area right here, if he's able to do that, if we take a look at Gungfusi has this corner right here, and potentially this corner now. We could pretty much see that this is somewhat more of an even game, potentially. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see right here. So, but what we do see is Yori's now gonna try to connect these 2 groups together. But I think Gungfusi is way too strong with that. He's gonna block and he's gonna prevent these 2 stones from connecting with each other. And so now these 2 stones are in deep trouble. Yori has to find a way to at least allow these stones to escape out to over here to connect with the rest of the team members. But I think Gungfusi sees that, so Gungfusi is most likely going to draw a line right here, as well as right here, trapping those 3 stones and essentially capturing them in the long run. And so Yori, knowing that he's going to lose those 3 stones, is going to try to probably build a wall this way, encapsulating these 4 stones for his own points right there. And so it would not surprise me to see him play right here in this positioning, or even a slower, a tighter knit position right here. So you can see what Yori's trying to do is really trap these 3 stones together, not allowing the extension, not allowing the escape. Yori can come in here because this is a potential cutting move. So Yori's probably going to come in here, connecting these groups of 3 stones and 2 stones together. And essentially, these groups of stones are going to be safe as this stone is connected with these 2 other stones right here. And so DrFungusi is going to see this, and Yori's most likely going to extend this way. He's probably going to sacrifice this stone unless he really wants to keep it. He's going to go down, and it looks like he does want to keep these stones alive as much as possible. So we're going to see what happens. Most likely, Gungfusi is going to go down or capture that. Left or right. But we're going to see right here, Yori might go in for an extension. I think Yori's going to go in for an extension right there on that single unit. No, he decides to block over in this direction. Interesting. And so this is going to pose a lot of restrictions for Gungfusi down here. And you know, if you want to save this top bit, you're going to have to connect, or you're going to extend on the bottom. But if you extend on the bottom, most likely Gungfusi is either going to connect or play right here, trying to double Hane these 2 stones and potentially try to capture those 2 stones while he's at it. But it looks like he's not going to go off for that option, and it's going to allow Yori to start expanding outwards just a little bit more and potentially trapping those 4 stones together. Yeah. Those 4 stones are essentially dead now. So for Gungfusi, Gungfusi lost those 4 stones, even though he tries to peep out or anything. Yori's just gonna block and limit the amount of available moves. But Yori better be careful because Gung can play in this positioning right here, doing several forcing moves, or even play in this position right here, doing several forcing moves. And it looks like he is going to do a forcing move, forcing Yori to connect in this general vicinity. Oh, and he has to be careful because Yori can, Gung is going to extend out. He's going to try to save this. He has 2 liberties left. Anything could happen. But it looks like Gung is going to try to save his units right here by doing a Tiger's Mouth Atari positioning right here. It's going to be forcing a move, and it's going to go down probably 1 more, forcing another move right here. And it looks like if Gung is able to pretty much trap all of these units together. Oh, wait, what happened? What happened? What? Gung found a way to do a laddering move. No, the ladder is broken though. I think the ladder is broken. Maybe Gung is going to go right here. And maybe Gung is going to go right here and potentially threaten these moves right here? Question mark? I think Gung has a 5,000 IQ positioning play very soon. He's most likely going to do some forcing moves and try to capture these groups of stones while saving his stones at the same time. Honestly, if he connects this stone right here, most likely he's going to block it off right here. No, there's no way to protect those stones. No. He can't. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. If he plays right here, most likely they're going to play down here. Yeah. I feel like these stones are going to play a big role later on. A big role later on. But we'll see. This game is so, oh my gosh. I love the strategy you guys are moving right here. And using that 3-stone handicap as a very successfully, you didn't in those 3-stone handicap, if you look at it, it did play a huge role. Look at the positioning that Gung has right now on all the 4-4 positions right there. It is playing a huge role. They're not overtaken, they're not captured yet. They are playing a pivotal role. So Gung did do a very good job defending those handicap stones and allowing those handicap stones to really play a huge pivotal role in this match. And it looks like maybe Gung is going to go in here, try to prevent the connection of those 2 groups. No, look at this. He's going to force the moves. That is a very... Gung is going to go in and capture those 2 stones now. Yeah, see? He's going to capture those 2 stones. He's going to allow... potentially a disconnect right here. Yeah. If I was him, I would connect this way because now these groups are essentially dead. There's nothing that group can do. Yeah, even Gung tries to escape out. No, he's gonna lose these 5 stones. These 5 stones are such a pain right now. If Yori allows Gung to extend out and start limiting these stones as liberty, Oof. Yeah, and now we're starting to get into the end game. The end game is now going to be solidifying these territorial points right here. So that's Gung territory. This is Gung territory as well. This is also Gung territory. This might be Gung territory. We'll see. This whole area might be a neutral position right here. This area might be Gung right? This area might be Gung Okay, and let's look at Yori's. Yori has this humongous territorial marker right there. He has this area right here, potentially this area right here, as well as this area. So if we look at the map division right now, Gung is ahead by quite a few territorial points. Now, granted, Yori has a huge amount. This is Yori's positioning right here, Yori. So Yori's positioning right here is a huge amount. But is that enough? Can Yori come in and tie out the middle area? This huge middle area is what's going to make or break this map. Can Yori come in and cut that whole area apart? And I don't know if that Yori can, but it looks like Yori is going to come in and limit DrFungusi's corner. And this is what's happening. He's going to use this whole group right here to his advantage to extend outwards. And DrFungusi has to defend, but it looks like Yori has successfully gained 2 more territorial points, reducing the amount of territory that DrFungusi has. And so now DrFungusi has to be careful. He is going to force DrFungusi to move upwards. Yeah, you can move downwards, but you know, if you move downwards, they're going to just capture you right here. It's not going to do much, but it's going to move upwards. Okay, fine. And then Yori is now going to come in and try to extend out into this general direction. Most likely DrFungusi is going to play here. Yori's going to be forced to do a connection type move right there. Yes, connect. Okay, good. So it does look like, oh man, this group right here, this group is going to be a fascinating fight. Oh, I'm secretly rooting for DrFungusi to keep these 5 stones right here alive. I'm secretly rooting for him, but I know that those stones are essentially dead. I don't think there's much that Yori can do, right? Yeah, I don't think there's anything that he can do. Ooh, okay, that's gonna force the move right here. It's gonna force the move to save those 3 stones. So that was a forcing move. Exactly, it's gonna force that move. These 2 stones are essentially property of Fusi now, and so. And if you look at this, Yori's doing such an incredible job reducing the amount of territory DrFungusi has. He's just going in for those vulnerable positions, using the strengths of his previous stones or the stones behind him to extend the wall. And this is just an amazing play. He's probably going to extend down or connect these 2 in some way using a tiger's mouth. Awesome. Might potentially go right here. DrFungusi better look at that and, you know, limit the potential evasion. So, oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to put my mind into Yori's positioning right now. Yori is doing everything they can to extend outwards, reduce. I think that is Yori's mantra right now. Reduce. And more that Yori is able to reduce, the more points Yori is able to extend outwards. And Yori's going to play down. It's going to force that forcing move right here, and it's going to play down and start extending down into this corner right here. So it's going to be doing a forcing move from DrFungusi. DrFungusi is going to be forced to connect. Yori's probably going to extend downwards and going to try to keep extending. So Yori has successfully, you know, pretty much taken this whole entire area right here. This whole area is property of Yori, as well as this whole entire area right here is property of Yori. So there's 2 huge middle board chunks that is territory of Yori. And Yori can easily reduce this even more, maybe to even this positioning right here. And if Yori's able to completely surround this group of stones right here without the formation of 2 eyes, mind you, that's going to be a very, very big move. And so most likely Yori's going to play right here to prevent the formation of the second eye, right? And to potentially play right here. And I think if Yori's able to play at those 2 positioning, the formation of 2 eyes is going to be limited. And so now we're at an eye race. DrFungusi knows that is a potential. And so Yori might go more right here. He's going to extend down. It has to extend down, right? Yeah. So now DrFungusi is in such a huge trouble because there's no 2 eyes. There's no 2 eyes. Yes, DrFungusi can play down here, but this is ultimately a co-positioning. And now we're in a co-battle. There's a double Ko right here. It's going to force Yori to take that Ko. Most likely, DrFungusi is going to play down here, right? Now they're going to be locked in eternal Ko positioning. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt Gungfusi so much. This is a Ko position. Now Gungfusi has to use this to his advantage, either to save this group of stones or to potentially reduce even more of the positioning right here. Oh my gosh. And so you know, Gungfusi is going back to retake that Ko. It's gonna force Yori to play elsewhere, and Yori, if I hope Yori has some threatening moves. Yori does have some threatening moves, and if Gungfusi allows Yori to leave this position, this whole group of stones dies off. So Gungfusi has to respond to this, and Gungfusi does respond. Yori's gonna retake this Ko, and oh my gosh, this Ko is a big Ko, guys. I cannot stress how big this Ko is right now. This Ko is an enormous Ko, because whoever wins this Ko captures this whole bottom left-hand corner. And so I just hope Yori has enough moves to potentially pose a threat. And now look at Gungfusi is now going to force Yori to capture or extend, and it looks like Yori's just going to capture the overall group, but then Gungfusi is going to come down and retake the Ko again. And retake the Ko he does. And now Yori has to have another threat. If Yori does not have another threat, Gungfusi solidifies his wall, period. There's nothing that Yori can do to break through the wall. And it looks like Yori's going to go in, try to do a double whammy right here, and Gungfusi just takes, allowing Yori to go back and take the Ko, the tug of war. Oh my gosh, this tug of war. Yori's gonna go back and take the Ko, and now Gungfusi has to find a way to do another threat to Yori, and I don't know what that threat is. What is that threat? Oh my gosh, no, that's gonna allow Yori to go take. Now we're stuck in an eternal Ko positioning. And Yori does not solidify. Yori decides to go in for the kill, threatening these groups of 5 stones. And so Gungfusi is forced to take this positioning. But now this whole entire leg is in trouble, and Yori can just extend downwards, and now the eyes are broken. Gungfusi lost this whole entire battle. Gungfusi lost it. No, Gungfusi did not lose it. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. Gungfusi has finally saved the group. This is an I, and this is an I. Yep. Okay. Woo! Good job, Gungfusi. You have successfully solidified the bottom left-hand corner. That was such a huge Ko. That was an amazing Ko position right there. Oh my gosh, the battles, you guys. But I would have liked to see these 2 stones extending outwards. Oops, sorry about that. Oh my gosh, this game. And now what we see right here is Gungfusi potentially going in for the capture right here, but it's not gonna really happen because this stone is in Atari, and you know, could just easily be taken anytime. I don't see that as a potential threat, and so now Yori is gonna do everything they can to extend out just a little bit more, stopping Gungfusi from breaking out through here. So he's gonna play 1 stone back, potentially going to just capture or connect those stones together exactly. And so now we're in the end game. We're essentially in the end game. That Ko battle was such a fun Ko battle. I think I know what to name this video, guys. This video is gonna be named Tug of Ko. Tug of Ko. That's it. The Tug of Ko. And so, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing example of how strong Kos can be. If you ever find yourself caught in that infinite Ko loop, make sure you have multiple threats around the board to distract your opponent to potentially take over that Ko. That was a huge Ko battle. This is a forcing move, gonna force Yori to connect right there. Oh my gosh. And so let's take a territorial count. Now that we're coming towards the end portion of the game, let's just take a territorial count. So we have Gungfusi's area right here. We have Gungfusi's area right here, as well as right here. Okay, this is all area of Gungfusi. Let me see. This is area of Gungfusi right here. Okay. This is now area of Gungfusi. And let's see where Yori's territory is. So Yori's territory is over here, as well as right here. Okay. As well as this little bit of area right here. So it looks to be very, very, very even so far. It looks like Gungfusi might be ahead by a couple more stones, but it does look like the territories are somewhat more even than I thought it would be. And so Yori did a fantastic job defending, being 3 stones handicap, as well as no extra Komi points awarded. And so this was an amazing match, guys. I'm thoroughly enjoying these matches, and it is just so amazing what a Ko can do. So anyways, we're coming on to the final rounds. There's a couple more neutral points right here, so let's see if I can find some neutral points. This is a neutral point. That's a neutral point. That was originally a neutral point. Most likely it's going to cover right there. Next move is probably that move. Let me see, what other neutral points do we have? We have a couple neutral points right here, potentially right there. And I think that potentially these 2 right here, as well as these 2 over here, are the neutral points. And I think Yori's going to play until every neutral point is taken. And so right now we're seeing Gungfusi just extending his territory, protecting and defending, right? And so Dr. Gungfusi is going to connect right there at that D19 position, and I think we could call this game, set, and match. And I think Gungfusi successfully has defended and won against a 1-dan professional. Not professional, sorry, 1-dan amateur. I don't know if Yori is a professional but dan player, but this is such an amazing match. And you know, yeah, this was such an amazing match. Move 239 is coming up, and it's just taking up some of the neutral positionings right here, which is a-okay. And so Gungfusi will now pass. Yori is going to pass as well, and that is game, set, and match. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Before we do our outro, we're gonna, oh, and some friendly chatter right there. We're going to count how many territories this is. So let's estimate the score right there. Boom, that's the score. And the score is black won by 9.5 points. So 9.5 points lead. Congratulations, DrFungusi. Well done on your defeat of a 1-dan player, on your victory against a 1-dan player. That was very weirdly said, but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end of the video. If you guys do enjoy these live commentary, well, I'm live commentary, I'm watching this for the first time, but if you guys do enjoy these commentaries, please comment down below. Send me your SGF file, whatever. Send me some pro games that you guys want me to do, or send me some tips, future ideas for this channel. But again, I just want to thank you guys, to all the viewers out there who have been sharing my video, liking the video, and commenting on the video. You guys, just having you guys as a community and really building this channel up, this has been an amazing experience. So thank you guys so much again. Until next time, see you guys in the next Go commentary.